Brooksaw Antiques here. Today we have this 1940 Remington Model 5 vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. The margins are located behind the carriage, and you just tilt the end here like this and you can move them. And I'm going to set this one at about 75, about the length of a page, and this one close to 0, maybe 5, because you just want to make sure that they're in between the paper fingers up front on the platen here so they don't get stuck on them or type over them. So this one's a little close, so I'm going to move it to like right there, and this one looks good. And this model has a stationary paper guide that doesn't adjust, so you just kind of line the paper up next to it, and it'll just help guide the pages straight. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. You hit this line space, gets you back to the beginning. It skips 1 or 2 spaces. Right now we have it on single. But if you want double, there's a knob right in between the knob and the platen. You pull it out and rotate it towards the back to get double space. Pull it out and rotate it towards the front to get single. That works good. We're going to keep that on single space for now. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence on the next line. Beautiful typing machine, beautiful looking machine. You don't have to hit the keys hard for these to print, so it's really easy to type on. The one issue with this machine is there was a scratch right here. You can barely see it unless you get the lighting completely right on it. I filled it in with some touch-up paint. It looks pretty good. You can't even really see it unless you really pay attention. And if you do pay attention, you can obviously see it. But if you're just from a distance, it doesn't, because the reflection is so strong that you can barely see it. So this one is kind of at a discount because of that, but otherwise it would have been in excellent condition. To pull the page out easy, there's a switch on the right side here. You flip it back and it unlocks the rollers, allowing you to pull the page out easier, load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page or else it won't load correctly. Shift on each side and the shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. Backspace on the top right, that works good. Below that is the color selector switch. Right now we have it down all the way, which prints the top portion of the ribbon. Move it up all the way, it prints the bottom portion of the ribbon. Have it in the middle. Doesn't print any ink at all. It's for stencil, for copying purposes. So you can actually, since there's a solid black ribbon, you can actually double use this ribbon if you just go up to the red when you print all of the bottom portion of it. Below that is the self-starter, which just skips 5 spaces. So it's almost like a tab, but it only skips 5 spaces. That works good. On the right side here, there's nothing besides that paper release lever, and on the left side we have a lot of different levers. Actually, so there's a carriage release as well. Sorry, I missed that. Very smooth carriage. This is a very, very nice typewriter. And the carriage release on the left side, so it's got a carriage release on both sides. This is your line space, and this lever here is your carriage lock. So you pull it back and push it forward and it locks the carriage in the middle, so when you have it in the case it protects everything. And to unlock it, you pull it out towards you and back. And this knob here, if you push it in and turn the knob, it'll disable the spacing so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You let it go, you get the clicks. Each one of those clicks is 1 space. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.